Awesome. Cool. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday and welcome to the team call tonight. I'm so excited to be leading the call tonight because it's just been the most amazing week. Congratulations to everybody for all the hard work that they've done this week. It's just been incredible seeing everybody's achievements pop up on the page. And yeah, so now is the time that we really get to celebrate everybody and hear a couple of their top tips and just hear, how they've managed to do it, to achieve what they have, and amongst their busy lifestyles. So thanks for all joining tonight. So first of all, I'm going to congratulate and read out all of our consultants that we had this week. So I've got a bit of a list here. So it's so exciting. Just want to say congratulations from the whole team to you guys. So we have Sherelle, Kylie, Lisa, Nadine, Shane, Sean, we have Helena, we have Paige, Renee, we have Nanjay, I hope I pronounced that well, Kim, and we have Walter Allen as well, who got consultants. So we'll just do a bit of a whoop whoop for those people. Awesome. So consultant, they shared with 2 people, which is pretty cool. I think, changing 2 people's lives and impacting their lives is incredible. We also have 2 managers for this week as well. So manager means that you've had 2 people, so 2 personally enrolled people who have also shared with 2 people. So you've done you share, they share, which is just perfect because that's what this is. We're manager making machines. That's our aim in Isogenics. Cool. So our 2 people who got manager this week, Sarah Craig. Congratulations, Sarah, and Kendra as well. So pretty awesome. Congratulations, guys. And we've got 2 people that have hit director this week. So they have had 6 people, 6 personally enrolled people, share with 2 people. So they have 6 personally enrolled consultants. It's just pretty awesome. And I know that they were both gunning for this, and it's such a massive achievement. So a massive congratulations to Bridie and Bryce and Kelly and Zia. Awesome. So we're going to hear from these 2 couples tonight. Going to ask them a few questions and, really get some tips from them, how they managed to achieve their goals, not only just this week, but also, in their time in Isogenics. So Bridie and Bryce, how has your week been?
Hi guys.
Hey everybody.
Hello. How are you feeling?
Good. I still don't think it's sunk in yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, we feel good. I feel like I slept for the last 24 hours, just catching up on sleep. It was a massive roller coaster, but no, we're very, very happy and just so proud of our team as well for getting out of their comfort zone and sharing with others as well.
Awesome. That's so cool. You're a little bit quiet, Bridie. I don't know if...
We'll move closer.
Move a bit closer to the mic.
Is that better?
Awesome. Yeah, that's better. Cool. So now that's awesome. And you mentioned that you're proud of your team for, and your people for getting out of their comfort zone and sharing with people. So can you tell us a few little tips that you may have to, and tell us how you managed to inspire these people to share and a couple of tips that you create, that you made for creating those consultants.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, no worries. For me personally, or we sort of really focused on was to talk about the money side straight away with whoever comes into like our tasters, and just showing you share, they share, just really giving the vision of what this can do and how it can impact their lives. And
Yeah, definitely talking about the money, and just also like what they're gonna do with that money. So asking the questions around what's $450, like what's that gonna give you that you can't do now. So sort of getting a bit deeper into what that money is gonna give them. And with that being said, the second tip's just like don't be weird about it. Like just because there's money involved, like there's no need to be weird about it. We've all heard that before, but my number one question was just who's a few people that might want to do this with you. And I say a few people because instead of saying a couple of people, because we all know that the first two people that they reach out aren't necessarily going to say yes straight away. So who's a few people that you can reach out to and talk to. And with that, our third tip, I guess, is just keeping it so simple. So like a step-by-step process, sticking to the basics. So just connecting with people, plugging them into our page, connecting them on three-way calls, all those sort of just keeping the main thing. And at Super Sunday in Wellington, Gabby gave this awesome advice about what she does with new people. And she said that she writes their posts and she's like, here's the post, here's the photo, post this at 7 p.m. And so that worked really well. And then, you just say, whoever's interested, just put them in a three-way message with me straight away. So you're not sort of pushing them into the bullpen straight away. You're doing the work.
Just give them an easy step-by-step process. So it's just a fluid and easy process.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, that's so cool. So I hope everybody has a pen and some paper so you could quickly write down those tips, because that's amazing. And so when you would explain how you can make an income in this and how you can get your products paid for, what was the response like from the people that you told?
They were just astonished at the upfront bonuses, and the fact that is just one way out of 5 that Isagenix pays us. Like, I think sometimes when you're in this industry for a little while, like, and with us personally, like, I'm first to put my hand up, as I took that for granted sometimes, these upfront bonuses. And so just really, like, people's reaction was just like, wow. Like,
a lot of excitement.
Yeah, and when you ask them, what are you going to do with that $450 or more, or, what's that going to change for you? They start thinking, about it, and they start getting emotionally invested into it and want that money when it's so simple,
Yeah, perfect. That's so cool. And it's just like when people want health results on these products, isn't it? It's the same with the money. It's really digging into their why and why they want to do it and why they need that extra income. So no, that's so cool. And just for those new people out there, Bridie and Bryce, were you confident in talking about the money side of things from the beginning? And what made you more confident?
No is the short answer. We weren't comfortable at all. And just like anything, just like any skill, you've just got to practice it.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep doing the do and keep having those conversations, and just being honest with people, like just where you're at and what you're going for, and then like they can relate to maybe their own journey as well, like what you're saying. Like, for us personally, we want Bryce to retire from his job, and so a lot of people can relate to maybe having a stay-at-home family, or had never even thought that was possible for themselves. So just being raw about what we're going for and what we want, but also the fact that we want to help others do that too.
Yeah, beautiful, cool, thank you. Now that's awesome. And so now that you've hit director, and you've really got this momentum, and your team's doing awesome. What's the plan now? What's next for you guys?
Just don't stop. just keep going. Like we've been consistent, I feel, for at least the last couple of months, in our taster parties every fortnight within Wanganui, and then we also run in-home parties that are a bit smaller. We're just being really consistent with our actions, and it's paying off. So, just even if you can do 1 hour a day, keeping consistent and just taking those small steps or those big steps forward, it's still going to put you forward towards your goals. Like consistency still going to make you move forward no matter what you're doing.
And it's going to help you find that flow as well.
Yeah, and I just read something about my social media. So very consistent on social media lately, both Instagram and Facebook, and really putting in the work to learn how to use social media as a tool. That's been huge. So moving forward and just sharing, I guess, the money is equally about the products. Like I say this in our taster parties, but we're so passionate about the products, like that goes without saying, but we're equally passionate about sharing the financial opportunity with others, whether it be $50 a week that's going to make a difference in their life, whether it be 500, 2,000, like just sharing it equally, because that's what Isagenix offers us, is literally a solution to everything.
Yeah, 100%. That's so cool. And I saw a question down here as well. You talked about being consistent on social media. What were some of the things that you were posting about? Do you have any other tips around social media? I know that sprung on you, but I saw that question in the chat there. Do you have a few small tips on social media? I think one huge one is obviously being consistent, but what else do you post about?
It's so scary because I'm not a social media expert. So, but things I do is I pick 2 platforms for myself, both Instagram and Facebook. I mainly focus my attention on Instagram because I feel that you can reach just a way bigger audience, and just posting about things that I love. So for me personally, I'm passionate about our relationship, self-love and family. So I try, or celebrating others, I guess. So I try to do that. And then also posting about financial opportunity, network marketing, and our products. I sort of weave in there as well.
I think you're sort of focusing also about things that you're dealing with, that you're struggling with. It's also really important to sort of show that vulnerable side, and it's just not all about glorious things on network marketing.
I try not to post just for the sake of posting. I try to ask myself what have I been struggling with, or what's been coming up for me this week, and just becoming really present for that, and then talking about that. And I found that a lot of people can relate to that, and they're sort of going where do you get these ideas from? And I'm just it's just what's going on with me right now. So just being honest and I guess a little bit vulnerable, but I haven't, just for those people that are scared to post and be a bit vulnerable, I haven't had anything negative from anyone. In fact, nothing but love from on social media. So
that's awesome. Yeah, and sometimes the thought can be a lot scarier than the response, can't it? And just it's cool that you and that's what I love about you guys, is that you really you're so authentic, and you guys just have such big hearts, and that just comes across in your social media and who you are as people. So I think that's why people love to join people that they trust, because they don't really know anything about Isagenix. So if they trust you and they know you and they like you, then you're gonna be successful in this. So that's really cool. And one other question was that I saw pop up for you guys is, where did you start with Isagenix? What's the journey been like along the way? I think these tips are amazing, but what were you like at the beginning of your journey?
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, I do remember doing my first 3-way call, and it was like the weirdest thing ever. I just chucked him in the deep end, and just he pulled his way out of it and actually enrolled somebody. So
that's awesome. So you got you got a lot of mentorship from people. Is that right?
Yeah, especially Josh and Sarah, but we've also, like, our whole team is just phenomenal. Like, Rach and Isaac, they always just, like, whatever we can do, like, whatever you need, like, reach out if you need 3-way calls, like, so just having that support. And I think the biggest thing for me in particular with Sarah was that she just kept, like I said earlier, things so simple. So it was like, who's interested, tag them in the page in a video, put them in a 3-way chat. And I literally did that. Like, that's what I did in the beginning, because that's what she told me to do, and Sarah's the expert, you know. Like, and so I just had to trust in her. And like, I'm always so scared, like, you know, getting on the 3-way calls. I used to have this huge story and this huge phobia of getting on the phone. I didn't get on the phone with Sarah for the whole 9 months that she was, like, following up with me. In fact, she, like, even when I got my box and I had ordered, she still didn't get me on the phone to, like, go through my box. Like, it was insane. Like, her follow-up game was on point. And so, yeah, just going from that to now, like, leading calls, it's like with my team, it's just literally just one foot in front of the other, just doing the do, even when you're shit scared, even when you think that you're going to fail, you just got to do it and trust in those that have gone before us, because they've done the same. They've failed forward and they found what works for them. I think this week, like last week in particular, obviously Bryce and I stepping a little bit more into leadership as our team is growing, which is so exciting. But you find what works for some doesn't work for others. So it's about, I guess, meeting where people where they're at, and that's exactly, like, looking back, that's what Sarah and Josh and all the leaders did for us, is just push us a little bit, but also meet us, like, where we're at. So yeah. I hope that makes sense. I just went off on a rant.
No, that's perfect. Thank you, 100%. And that's so cool. And you guys have come so far. You can just, like, hear it, you can see it. You're definitely, you know, being and walking into such amazing things with, you know, yourself and your leadership. And just wanted to congratulate you guys again. And next step, executive, eh?
Thank
we'll
you.
Get the 6 consultants up to 10. So definitely next step for you guys, and I know you'll definitely do it with everything that you've just told us. So congratulations. And also the next people that I want to talk to and give a massive shout out to is Kelly and Zia, who are up on the mountain at the moment enjoying their time, which so they've just actually left Taranaki, been travelling around, not only enjoying, you know, their freedom that they had been able to create, but also you know, travelling around New Zealand doing info sessions for people that they've just enrolled, their team. You know, they really truly show, you know, they've shown the journey of what Isogenics has created for them, and just seeing them from the beginning and what they've learned and what they've gone through. They're amazing. They've really taken on board, like Bridie said, some, you know, tips and ways of how the leaders have gone before them, plus adding their own little style into it, which has been an honour to witness. So hi Kelly and Zia, how's it going, and how's your week been?
Hey, thanks Ness for having us on here. And congratulations to all the new consultants, managers, and Bridie and Bryce as well for hitting director. It's freaking awesome.
It is awesome. Come a bit closer to the mic, Cal. Can't really hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, so yeah, we are up in the mountain with Josh and Sears, and yeah, been just traveling around, really supporting our team. So one of the biggest, well, I've got probably a 2 or 3 tips. The first one is really just always making sure that you have your associates' interests at heart before yours. So if you really want to be successful, you've got to make sure that it's not about you, it's about them and how you can best serve them and help them reach their goals, whether it be health or financial, and just really getting them to see the vision. Because when they see the vision, when they're at the point where they're going to share, they've always got that in the back of their mind. And what we've done a lot more of lately as well is really, really, really supporting our team, like 200%. So always being there, like Brady said, if they've got a few people that they want to share this with and do this with, we're always there to do 3-way calls with them. Or we're always there to do events or launch parties and everything like that with them. Always there to do one-on-one coaching with them, always meeting up with them, always Zooming them, just to really, help develop them, because it's all about developing people. And I guess what happens when you start doing a lot of that consistently over a consistent period of time, it really makes you step into a leader. Because when you're on a 3-way call with your someone in your downline and their friend, you've got to be the leader, because they're looking at you for advice. And not really advice, but really step into like a really solid place of leadership. One thing as well is, I had another one, I can't think of it right now. I'll let Sia jump on, and if I think of the other one, Jen, I'll jump in.
Hey crew, what's up? Basically, you just have to come up to Whakapapa and hang with Josh and Sarah, and stuff will start happening. No, I'm kidding. There's no way at all. Just to give you guys an idea, Kelly and I missed out on Crystal Manager. We started April last year, and we missed out on Crystal Manager by a day. And then we stayed at Manager for pretty much an entire year. And UIA, David Wood always says, your wealth will only grow to the extent that you grow yourself. So the one thing that Kelly and I really had to focus on was not so much the business or the money or our vision or whatever it was, but actually changing our mindset to a growth mindset, which is obviously the 90-day action plan. So you can actually see what a growth mindset actually means. So we had to focus a lot on ourselves and our own limitations and our own limiting beliefs, and our belief in the 6 areas that David Wood talks about in terms of network marketing, the products, the company, the compensation plan, and so forth. So we really went to work on ourselves. And staying at a manager for a year can be quite discouraging. And seeing other people succeed a lot quicker than you do can be discouraging. And I think B's call last week about comparing yourself and self-sabotaging yourself adds no value at all. So we really decided to make a decision to change our whole mindset around how we were thinking and limiting our own beliefs. And then pretty much just started doing what we get told every single week, which is just which is 3-way calls, doing launch parties when no one showed up, doing launch parties when a lot of people showed up, getting right out of our comfort zone, even though we were shitting ourselves, even sharing our 30-second story in front of a room of 10 people, to growing into a position where we were leading launch parties quite confidently. I failed all my speeches in high school, so I was never a confident speaker. Even talking now in front of you, I'd be bright-faced, red, and crapping myself. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see. I guess this whole director thing came because we were ready for it, not because we were just trying to enroll and become a director, we really had to already become a director to be a director. And that's the same approach we're taking to executive. You know, Kelly and I spoke the other day and said, we don't think we're ready for executive yet because we're not in that mindset. So we really have to grow ourselves into have an executive mindset. And when you're an executive, you have to be a leader. So the biggest thing that we changed was looking at Isagenix and network marketing as a business, because previously we were cleanse coaches. We were coaching people on how to get healthy. That was our branding on social media. And then we had our chat with Zach Slobin. And if you guys don't follow Zach Slobin on social media, I'd highly recommend it, because the way that he brands himself and this whole profession, he does it so professionally that you can't help but see network marketing becoming more of a mainstream profession, as opposed to what people used to do back in the day. So yeah, we just totally changed our perspective around network marketing, around Isagenix, around our own beliefs. Started doing the IPAs, the income producing activities, and then the results just came. I have no idea how they came. They just end up coming.
That's awesome.
And we that's pretty much all we did.
That's so cool.
Can I say one thing as well?
Yeah, go hard.
Sorry, this is the last thing I wanted to say is making sure that you're in an environment where the energy is positive. So, for example, we got really bored of just sitting in our own little study at home in the own four walls. The only people we see would be our family and each other. So that's why we've made the decision to travel around a lot more, mix up the energy, and really it really helps build momentum and it's really positive energy. Really
just to add on to that, like, you don't have to go out and travel if you can't. We're not saying you have to do that, but the one thing that we did do was work quite closely with the people that really wanted to run. So the likes of like Bridget, who's on here, and Shane and Nat, who recently became consultant. These guys are like, you know, we started top down. We and then obviously Isagenix, you get good results on it, good health results on it anyway. But they're like, yeah, I can see this as a way out of what I'm currently doing, and a way to get to where I'm saying, yep, I want freedom, I want choices in future in 3 to 5 years time, because it's a long-term game. We're just like, sweet, well, let's go up to, you know, one of our girls, we went up to the Naki to the launch party for her. She enrolled last week because she really wanted that. So we just did that for her.
Yeah, perfect. That's so cool. And yeah, and one thing that you did really, really well with that is that you connected the person that you enrolled with the community in Taranaki. So we're going to meet up with her tomorrow, and Alicia's met her. And, you know, even if you're not in the same area, Kelly and Zia did the most amazing thing, is that they connected that person with the environment and the community in her area in Taranaki. So, you know, I think that it's so important to, like you said, be part of that positive Isagenix community, because, yes, I mean, some people aren't around that all the time. So that's such a good point. And all the questions were flowing to my mind as you guys were talking. And one question that I want to ask you guys is, yeah, you definitely mentioned that doing the personal development helped you so much, because, you know, the amount that you grow yourself is the amount your business will grow. So what did you do as far as personal development goes?
The first sort of thing that comes to mind that really triggered a mindset change was going to UIA, David Wood.
Don't think reception's that great up the mountain.
And that was last November. So it wasn't until then that I knew that my previous thinking was never going to get me to. It wasn't until then that I really understood that my level of thinking prior to that was never going to get me to where I wanted to be. So after I learned so much from UIA, I was hungry for more. Like I was so determined to just keep growing my mindset. And as soon as I left UIA, me and Sia, we enrolled to do the Landmark Forum. And that changed the game. The first one, which was, we did it in January, and that sort of changed the way we were thinking as well. It was really helped push past limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, all of that stuff. We literally did it because we wanted to push past our limits and to really boost our business forward. And then as soon as we came out of that, we enrolled for the Landmark Advanced for course, which was 2 months after that. So we wanted to do it ASAP. What other ones have we done? Or just always reading books and always, listen to podcasts and everything like that. Just always growing because, like Sia said, you really do need to be a certain someone to be at the level of consultant or manager or director or executive. And I really feel like we are at that point of director now, and I really feel that. So, had I not done everything that I'd previously done, both of us, then I don't know, we probably wouldn't be where we are right now.
Amazing. Yeah, no, that's perfect. And Kelly mentioned UAA, which people have put in the chat that it is happening pretty soon, actually, in New Zealand in November. So I think the 16th to the 18th of November. So, if you haven't got a ticket for that, make sure you get one of those as soon as possible, because that's really going to help you with belief in yourself, your business, and it's going to take you to the next level. So yeah, that's awesome. And one thing that you also talked about, Zia, is you had done, it wasn't just this week that you were really pushing for this. You've been consistent over the past year. And so you talked about doing IPAs, so income producing activities. Can you tell us, what that looks like for you and what those income producing activities were that you did every day?
Yeah, so one of the big things that Kelly and I took on that was way out of our comfort zone was leading presentations. And we actually made the decision in Wellington to do one every week. And not so much the opportunity meeting that you might see that Isogenics put up, but we did our sort of spin-off one in terms of network marketing and Isogenics. And that put us way out of our comfort zone. But we were just constantly inviting to that and getting our team to invite to that, and getting their person enrolled in to invite to that. Because it's easier to explain something to 10 people once than to 10 people 10 different times. So working effectively and efficiently, and then just connecting with new people. Kelly's really good at connecting with people, especially over social media. So I'll let Kelly explain sort of about how she does that.
Connecting on social media. Is that something you want me to talk about next?
Well, the IPAs, yeah.
Oh, IPA, sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. How do you create momentum?
Just threw me in the deep end and just telling me to talk. So connecting. So wherever you go, on social media, always, I spend a little bit of time every single day finding people's Instagrams and stuff that I think, just by looking at their profiles, that I think would really like this business. And I just send them a message. I know there's a template floating around, just letting them know that, you love their social media, you think that they'd be really good at this, and if they're open to hearing about it. So I spend a little bit of time doing that. And everywhere we go as well, we're always in restaurants and cafes and stuff like that, and we always use past, present, future that Zach Slobin taught us, the celebration. So just always sort of, just talking to people, adding them on Facebook, and just really just becoming their friend. So really just always being intentional with every person that you meet.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's gold. That's so cool. And yeah, I think the key thing that you're doing there is just, yeah, you're just talking to people every day, you know, whether that's your friends, whether that's strangers, that you're adding to your network all the time. That's awesome. And if you are really kind of low on the time frame thing, you know, I know there's a lot of mums here, a lot of people who are working full time. Zia mentioned an awesome tip there is that if you're doing info sessions or tasting parties, you know, you can do that online as well if you like. You're actually reaching a whole lot more people, whereas if you're just talking to one-on-one over the phone, it's great. But if you are time poor, that may be a little tip that you'd want to take on. And yeah, reach out to anybody on this call, any of the leaders, and they can help you out, either coming along or or connecting you with someone that can help you do a tasting party. So yeah, that's awesome. Some great tips there. And Kelly and Zia, what's next for you guys?
You know, I think Bryce and Bridie touched quite nicely on the whole consistency piece. And that's just something we've been doing. You know, a lot of new people, and one thing that they always say is, you know, the business is started on who you know, and grown on who you'll meet. So a lot of the new people we've only recently met through recent connections on social media. So, and when you connect with someone new, generally they don't know really much about you except for what's on social media. So we've been quite intentional in terms of being consistent in that. So, you know, and focusing more, you know, I think our language now has focused more on business and profession as opposed to isogenics and health. We look. Am I still there?
Yeah. You're breaking up very occasionally, but we are getting what you're saying. So carry on.
Yes. So we're looking for, you know, a lot of our branding now is we're looking for business partners who also happen to be our friends. So when you look for business partners, you're going to get people who actually want to do network marketing as a profession.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, creates a lot of duplication and depth because they want to learn the skills.
Yeah.
And if everyone here, I mean, I could probably ask everyone here, you know, what do you guys want more? Just great health, or do you want unlimited income? And most people probably say unlimited income, right? So, and that's what Units provides, is that vehicle. So that's what we're really focusing on, is giving people that choice. And we just know that the people, you know, and I think the key thing there is also be yourself, because you attract who you are and who you want to work with. So a lot of people that we've attracted over the past few months have been, you know, people that we can see going to Fiji on this derby with and relaxing on the beach, drinking a cocktail or something. So yeah, just keep being authentic, keep being yourselves, keep being consistent, keep branding yourselves in terms of who you are, and the right people will show up.
Awesome. Yes. Perfect. Cool. Thank you so much. And like Zia said, don't be scared to talk about the income and the money side of things. And if you are, there is templates that we use to approach people about that side of things. So one of them is say, share, do. So if you wanted to just write that down somewhere, and it's up online at Isogenics Business So if you have a look at that, it gives you templates about exactly what to say, with even just saying about the business side of things, the income side of things. Hey, would you like to have a look? Hey, do you want to have a look? And that's ideally what we're doing here. So no, that's perfect. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm so proud of you guys. Congratulations again. Next step for you guys as well, executive, get those, get that 6 up to 10 consultants, and I know you guys can do it. So it's exciting times. You guys are also growing into amazing leaders, and yeah, I'm just we're all in awe of both of you guys right now. Both couples, Bridie, Bryce, Kelly and Zia, amazing stuff. One quick thing I also wanted to do was to talk to Nadia a little bit. A couple of weeks ago, we had a call with Nadia, and she told us her story and her background a little bit, and why she wanted to do Isogenics and how she got to executive. But one thing that I really wanted to ask Nadia was for a few little tips on how she made so many consultants, so 10 consultants, consultant making machine. Nadia, do you have a few little tips for us about how you did that?
Oh gosh, I hope so. So lots of it's definitely been covered by Bridie and Bryce and Kelly and Sia. It's just like one huge thing is just making it normal from the beginning about sharing the opportunity and sharing this with friends. So yeah, I mean, I created, I'm trying to think, it was probably 6. The last 6 was probably in the closest, the shortest amount of time. And when I think back to them, it was really when I started to follow the steps and just someone would get started and I would just be asking, who else in your world is looking for more energy or more weight or weight loss, or better sleep, just putting it like that so it gets them thinking. And then, within a few days of them starting, it would be, oh, my stepdad actually, he'd be quite keen to join. And, then just flicking them to me, and then I would take it over for them. So most of my consultants, my recent ones are not business builders, but I've just made it easy for them, to be able to introduce Isogenics to their friends and family. So that's one thing that's been really big, and definitely just having taster parties consistently. So I just have them every week. Quite often I'll change the day just to suit. Oh, when are you having a taster party? I'll be like, when are you free? Tuesday. Perfect. Yeah, I'm having one on Tuesday. I just often. So now I'm having one on Monday night next week. I don't usually do Mondays, but Monday suits a couple of people that want to invite 2 people along to get them to consultants. So it's around creating that environment where they can just bring someone along and they don't have to worry about explaining it to anyone. So that's where I definitely laying that out at the beginning. So because, we all know that people get excited, they go tell their friends the price and they tell them everything, and then they won't start. So it's just nipping that in the bud initially of, hey, look, I'm going to have a taster party next week. Just bring a couple of friends along. Don't worry about telling them everything. Let me do that for you. And they're like, oh, cool. And then it kind of just gives them that opportunity without word vomiting over them all, like I definitely did as well. So yeah, those would just definitely be key tips. And identifying whether, if someone has started, whether it's money that's driving them or whether it is just helping people. So we've had that come up quite a lot within my team and the wider team. Money hasn't been the driver for quite a few people, and money's definitely been the driver for me. Ultimately, you want to help people, of course, but just, there's about 5 or 6 of them that we've just been, who do you want to share with? What about that 450? And it's just walls are going up. And then we've just really changed our language around who else would you like to help? And who else would you like to have the same results that you've had? And now we're getting more traction and just jumping on a call to have a chat rather than sharing, you share, they share again. It's just getting to know them, getting to know my one of my team's friends, and then it's just coming up so much more organically. So being really normal, building the relationship, making friends, and just finding out what drives that person, because money is generally what people are looking for, but some people it isn't, and we've definitely found that's our main barrier for not being able to push forward for consultants. It's just
perfect. Yeah, no, that's so key, isn't it? And meeting where they're at, and Nadia, you're doing the main thing that people just need to do, right? Is asking questions and listening. Listening to what they want, and that's such a big part of the role that we play, in helping them achieve their goals. So when you're talking to these people, how do you ask them these questions, or how do you find out what they actually want? Is there something that you follow, or what do you do?
What have we done lately? I think initially, when someone enrolls, I'll always take them through that same document that we all have, Pathway to Success, and I'll get a really good gauge by the end of that conversation what is going to be driving them. And you ask the question, would $900 interest you? If you could earn that with Isogenics, and then some people are like, oh yes, but no, I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell, and so then it's just about, oh well, I'm just straight away like, oh well, you're not actually selling this, just think of it as you're offering a solution, to people. And then this happened the other night with Kendra actually, and they were like, oh, okay, actually, yeah. So it's just quickly getting that out of their mind. So that helps with that. And then I'm just trying to think of another example. Again, that initial call of drawing out your share, you might be talking about them, finding a couple of people a couple of weeks in, and if that's not, if the money, if they're just like, oh look, I'm not interested, I don't know, you can just tell that's not driving them. You just gotta pick up on it, and then that's when I would just ask them, look, oh, do you know anyone else that might be looking for some similar oh my gosh, I can't get my words out tonight, similar results to you. And that's when they'll just start thinking about their friends. And that's when another one of my consultants came up a few weeks, or just before I had executive. She went and talked to one of her best friends, who she was dead set on not sharing, but she just told her how she's been the last couple of weeks, and her friend was like, oh, I want to hear more. So it's just, again, the biggest thing is just picking up the signals. So if the money is not driving them, just start asking them questions, so who is there anyone that, I can't think of an exact line, but it is different for everyone. But it's just, if money's not driving, then you just need to, dig into them about their results, and like, what if I hadn't shared this with you? Like, that's a good one as well, if someone's really stubborn. You can drop that line, like, imagine if I hadn't shared this with you, and the same with me. If someone hadn't shared this with Corin, hadn't shared this with me, I would never be where I am now. And when they start thinking about that, it's not about them, it's about others. So there's a few different angles you can go down, but it's just reading the situation, and like all of you have said, meet them where they're at and go down that path. But I always find, so when I did struggle getting consultants at the beginning, I would always pull in Corin, I'd always pull in a third person. I'd be like, okay, look, my girlfriend Stacey, she wants to share, she's not sharing, what can we do? And she's like, let's just have a chat. And we would just chat about nothing. And then it would be like, what's coming up for you? And somehow it would be like, oh, there's a I don't know, something like have you got any, talking about sharing Isogenics, but you're not too open to that, etc. But do you have any bills that are bugging you at the moment? Just starting to get them really present. And I remember that was Stacey had like a phone bill and then a power bill, and then it was like, well, what if that was able to be covered? How much ease would that create for you? So that's another money example. But it's just pulling that emotion in. So pulling in a third person always works. And I mean, the girls in my team as well will know that, we've actually got traction once they'll pull me in or they'll pull someone else in, because people don't just listen to that one person.
Yeah.
In all areas, it's not just to enroll, it's right through. It's welcome to the box, it's catch-ups, it's coffees, it's to get them to share, to feel safe to share. It's just hearing it from someone else.
100%, Nadia, and you know, you're not expected to know when you first start. You're not expected to know how to share this or what to do. So, you know, really leveraging those people that have been in it for a year, for 2 years, 3 years. It's just so important because, you know, and they actually want you to reach out to them, believe it or not. Don't ever feel like they don't, because yeah, we would love to, everybody would love to be able to jump on a 3-way call or come to an info session, and yeah, but how do we know if no one reaches out? So you're right about that, Nadia. That's such an awesome tip to really leverage people that have just practiced what they've been saying for years, you know. So utilizing that, perfect. And also utilizing the tools is such a key thing as well, because then you're actually sharing with them in a step-to-step guide, you know, everything that you need to cover off, whether it is about the products or whether it is you share, they share. So using that new member checklist, it really covers off everything that they need to know. And, you know, it's just peace of mind for you that you've told them everything, you know, whether they want to share or not, at least they've heard about it and it's in their minds. So such amazing tips. Thank you so much, Nadia.
Yeah, that's so good. Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, sure.
Just if you are that third person that's, you know, jumping on the call for someone like Corin is for me, or if I'm going to be doing it for someone else, you really are just sharing. They're just sharing a story or an experience. They're not, what I've realized is that Corin's just been sharing her story or her experience. She's not, you know, like, it's not some magical thing that, you know, you need to learn. It's just sharing from your experience. So now I've just been able to do that with other girls, is just sharing my money story, or, you know, my experience of how I was before and how I am now. It's kind of like a 30-second story, but just, if you're talking about the income side, you just got to flip it around a bit. So it's just one thing that I've picked up on after various calls. You know, it's nothing magical. It's just sharing a story, which is sort of, hopefully other people can, you know, give you guys the confidence to do that for others as well.
100%. And that's all this is, isn't it? Just talking to people and sharing your story with people. So then they can make up their minds from there, can't they? So that's such a good point. Thank you for sharing that. And our time is nearly up. But one thing that I want you guys to do this week, a small task for you, is to read GoPro. So it's a book by Eric Worre. If you want your posture and your belief to really grow and come to light in network marketing, is to read this book. I think I've read it a couple of times now. Every time I read it, I pick up these amazing little tips, and that have helped me so much the 3 years that I've been involved with Isogenics. It's free if you download it on Spotify. Yeah, so Bridie just said that. It's an audio book. So just listening to that anywhere throughout the week. You know, it's okay if you don't have the time to finish it in the 1 week. But if you can, that would be amazing. You know, when you're exercising, when you're at work, just kind of plug it in. And it is a short book. And what we'll be doing next week is going over some of those tips that we've all learned from that book, and talking about those golden nuggets. So if we can all do that, it will be so beneficial to everybody. And yeah, exactly. If you've read it before, read it again. Like I said, every time you pick up this book or listen to it, the master Eric Worre will really give you some good tips there. And he is actually going to be at Celebration next year as well. which is just incredible. One thing I also wanted to mention is that SKO is coming up, so Summer Kickoff is coming up in Auckland the 15th of September. So I hope you guys are all going to be there as well. There's a few exciting things happening at that event. It's just the one event. You know, I think it'll be amazing, and then afterwards we can all, you know, really explore that that awesome community that we know Isagenix is. So I'm excited to be there with you all. Thank you so much to all those people that have shared tonight on the call. I know that myself and all of you probably got some awesome little nuggets there from the people that have, you know, walked the walk and talked the talk and achieved the most amazing results recently. So congratulations again, guys. You've really smashed this week. We're so proud of you. And I hope everybody has an amazing Monday night and the rest of the week. Remember that GoPro book. All right. See you guys.
Thanks, Ness.
See you, Liz.
Bye, guys. Congratulations.